Millwall, didn't he, Razor Ruddock? Fashanu was the senior pro. Good afternoon, said Gary Mabbutt. Dressing room scenes in there, Laurie, you're very familiar with, of course. What's happening?
Yeah, well,
in this competition, with their record number of wins and their tradition for touch play, Wimbledon, working class in comparison, but with first-hand experience that the FA Cup rewards the brave, whatever their background. Well, Tottenham are able to revert to the team which started last Sunday against Southampton. David Howells and Nick Barmby both making light of their injuries. It was against Wimbledon in October that Gary Mabbutt made his first appearance of the season. Dean Austin regained the right-back spot, and Eric Torsvett came on during the game for the injured Ian Walker. All three have played every match since then, helping to stabilise the setup.
Same 11, Martin, and I don't think there'll be any change in formation at all. On that formation, you see Teddy Sheringham alone up front, but watch for number 8, Barmby, and number 4, Vinnie Samways, joining him at every opportunity.
Joe Kinnear waited until he arrived at White Hart Lane before deciding who would partner John Scales in the centre of Wimbledon's defence. With Dean Blackwell injured, the job goes to Brian McAllister. Vinnie Jones has finished his third suspension of the season to return in midfield. Dean Holsworth is starting to produce in the Premier League, winning goals last week against Leeds and Arsenal.
And Joe Kinnear's formation, I'm sure, will be a 4-4-2. You mentioned Dean Holsworth. Big emphasis on his contribution along with John Fashanu, but just keep your eye on number 8, Robbie Earle. His running from midfield could be crucial. And if you're looking for a clash today, then how about this one? Teddy Sheringham there, 6 goals in his last 5 games for Spurs. If Wimbledon are going to succeed today, then a man regarded as probably one of the best uncapped centre-halves in the country, John Scales.
Robbie Earle just masking Martin Bodnam, the referee, who goes to Japan in May to help the referees there in the new league, in which Gary Lineker will take part. Gary Lineker, usually so diplomatic, has fanned the flames about this time. His criticism of Wimbledon hasn't gone down well south of the river. Joe Kinnear spent 12 years as a player with Tottenham, and his roommate on many an away trip during that time was Terry Venables. Well, the hour or so before the kick-off here has been absolutely extraordinary. Spurs trying to invoke this ground rule, no music in the dressing room, and really trying to steal a march on Wimbledon to interrupt their preparation. I have to say that Wimbledon won that battle hands down. Whether they'll win the cup tie remains to be seen.
Well, let me just say, it's one of the best hours I've spent pre-game in a long, long time, Martin. It was like a soap opera in that tunnel, it really was. And I think if the game had started then, it'd be fair to say Wimbledon are 1-up.
Well, Wimbledon's slender resources always grant them the status of underdogs, so championed by their owner Sam Haman. But on current form, they certainly come here with an even chance. Only 1 defeat in 11 games. Tottenham can point to 3 straight wins. A run in which they've scored 9 goals, with Teddy Sheringham very much to the fore. There he is. McAllister standing his ground. Gary Elkins, the left back, going in. Anderton, it's opened up for him. Just a little earnest, a little too eager. Later in the game, he might have taken that on a stride or two. There was space.
I think you're right, and it's John Scales, it's crucial. He steps away to the left to cover Nicky Barmby, and the space opened up for Darren Anderton. But I think the chance a little bit early in the game.
Fashanu. Headed on by Jones. Neil Ruddock, who first played for Tottenham in the senior side against Wimbledon in that only previous FA Cup meeting between the two clubs back in 1987. He came on as a substitute there at Plough Lane. Tottenham winners by 2 goals to 0 in the days of Hoddle and Waddle. It's come off Roger Joseph. Joseph.